right, guys, welcome back. So it's been a minute. I was waiting on some Velcro. I could have went and bought some, but I got tired of spending all that money at like Lowe's and Home Depot and just getting a little bit when I can just go online and order a lot of it for very little. So got that in. So I got the batteries mounted, like I mentioned before. This is where they're going to be located for CG. So I've got the two power system packs here, which are lithium ions. The red packs, which there's one here and one up here on this front board, are lithium life batteries. So they're 9.9s. These are 7.4 ions. And then I've got one 7.4 volt LiPo. It's a real skinny pack. It's like what is that, like what's it, like 2200 or something milliamps. I can't remember. It's covered up with the strap, but that kind of gets everything where it's going to be. The only thing I have left to do is put the female ends on the XT60 adapter for the battery, and these are for the turbines, so one each side. So once that's done, I'll tidy up the wires and kind of keep them, secure them somehow, and then I can put everything back on and do one more CG check to make sure everything's good. I still got to get the 3D or resin printed cockpit assembled and painted, but I just haven't had time. I haven't really wanted to be out here. I was doing other things, helping a friend with some stuff, and that's kind of why I've been mainly waiting on this. Also ordered, I use these quite a bit, and I'd ran out of them. These are the 1/2 inch. They make a 1 inch, which is more common. This is a zip tie holder, and what I typically do is I'll pull the double-sided foam tape off, scuff them a little bit, and then I'll glue them on to the walls, and then I'll just tie them up with lace tape. It's a good way to hold wires. And you can get a bunch of these online as well. So I got those in. Not really, I don't need them for this build, but it'll be for the next one project that I have. So I got one more project coming, which I've kind of mentioned. And that'll be it. I don't plan on buying any more jets for a really long time. So that kind of had me thinking that I'm going to need something to kind of keep me occupied. And yeah, and I'll probably sell some things over time. But as of right now, there's really nothing else out there that I want. I have more than I need. And so knock on wood, hopefully I don't crash anything I got. But that being said, for channel content and keeping the masses happy, I think I'm going to go ahead and kind of revisit something that I was originally, if you've been following me for a while, I originally built this shop for multiple reasons. One, for the hobby, but also to do something else. And it just so happens what I had originally started that I sold has kind of popped back up again. So I'm thinking about pulling the trigger on it. And if you know, you know. So it's related to that little guy right there. Ooh, stomach's growling. It is a tool, amongst others. And I had them, I didn't get rid of my tools and stuff, so I still have the tools. So that's your hint. And I think it's a way to kind of start the path of what I was planning to do in the future with future channel content and things, and just for my sanity. So yeah, but just a little update. I wanted to show everybody the final kind of setup. If you do have the Twin, you will have to put everything in the nose. So if you don't want to put everything in the nose and you want to be one of those that likes to bling everything out and make stuff look cool to where you see it every time and you put it back here, you're gonna have to put a massive amount of weight up here. And like I said, I don't typically do pilots, but a pilot don't add all that much weight unless you make him heavy. So you either put all your batteries up here in the nose, you know, like I said, you put all the batteries in the nose here, or you put a lot of weight in the nose. So I would rather do battery weight versus add weight. I don't like useless weight, so that's kind of always why I try to do that. The other thing I still need to do that I just thought about, I've got to, like I mentioned before, I still have to work on this, trim these springs because I got the one that hangs up, but it only hangs on the up, so it's not a huge issue. So if it does hang, you can put the gear back down and they will come down a lot. But I'm going to take care of it before I start flying. My last one, I didn't have that issue. The only problem I had on the last one was the gear doors would open. They would kind of pull open because the air cylinders have like no mechanical advantage on these, and there's no lock on them. So the bottom one would kind of pull open a little bit. So I don't typically use them a lot. Honestly, you know, when I built this one, I almost thought about just pulling them out, but I figured, well, you know, who knows? I might like to do it once I get comfortable flying it. I might like to open them up and kind of show the missile bays or something, but yeah, you don't have to use them. You can just secure them closed somehow. But yeah, so it's essentially done. The rest is all a radio setup. I did finally figure out how to do to get the flaps to work via the flap menu that's in the Jetty system. Basically the way that the online, I forget his name. He's a guy online on YouTube that does a ton of how-to videos for Jetty. He had showed a way to do the proper way to do flaps, and it wasn't working for me. But somehow I had gotten the flaps on a digital trim, and that was what was messing it up. But once I figured that out, it actually worked fine. So instead of doing it in a flight trim, which is the way I had done it based on what other people said do, I was able to do it via this menu here. I'll just show you instead of talking about it so people know what I'm talking about. Okay, so most people were saying, sorry, back up here. See what, somehow I had gotten flaps in this digital trim menu, and you can kind of see, I don't know how to get rid of it completely when you add one. I don't know how it ends up there. I got to figure that out. But once I zeroed those out and got rid of the flaps, it started making the menu work that needed to. Plus, I had to go back and add something to get the elevator. So you have Tayloron's menu. I didn't have, basically you can't do the twin rudders. You just have to do a mix for that. So the butterfly flap menu, aileron flap adjustment, this one here, is where the problem I was having is when I would change the flap positions and try to adjust the flaps in each of those, because I got 4 servos, it would only change the up position. It wouldn't change any of the down. So once I got rid of that flap in the trim menu, this all started working, and even when you hit separate, it wasn't working then, and it was driving me nuts. So this is doing it in this menu is how that gentleman mentions it. He did say, and I don't know why, you have to set the control to max. You can't do it like you can assign it. You'd think you would assign it to the flap switch, which is what I don't understand. There's some things about Jetty that just doesn't make sense to me in logical sense, but that's okay. But yeah, like I said, and then that was what was causing it. I had my flaps here in this digital trim menu for some reason. I don't know how, and that was what was causing it. So once I deleted it or cleared that out, the actual butterfly flaps menu function started working in all positions for the flaps. So what I had done based off what people said do is they said do it in, where's that at? Is that not the same menu? Oh, flight mode trim. That's where everybody else said do it. Do it here. But I look at this as like fine-tuning the model when you're flying it. So that's how everybody else was doing it, or the people that I was asking, to kind of get some help from. That's how they said. That's how they did it. But apparently, using the butterfly flaps menu is the actual correct way. And I mean, who's wrong, who's right? There's multiple, just like Futaba. There's always multiple ways to do that. I just have still finding it easier to do it in Futaba. It was just things were all there. You didn't have to put something in under the type of setup to get a menu to show up. They were just always there. If you didn't use it, you didn't use it. Great. So, anyways, I digress. So let me turn this off. Anyways, that's longer than I wanted to ramble on. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments about that. What do you think? What do you think it is, and should I do it? It's it's a long process, or wait and save up to get to the same point. But I figured, hey, if I'm going to be waiting anyways, might as well do something in between, and makes for great channel content, and for what I'm trying to do in the future with the channel. So you guys have a good one. Cheers. Let me know, thumbs up, thumbs down, what you think it is, and let me know in the comments. Cheers.